describe something expensive you have bought for yourself. You wouldn't believe me this, but uh, one of my most valuable possession isn't a shoes or a brand name clothing or any technology device. It's actually this. It is a kind of uh, board game in a setting called Warhammer 40k. And the reason I bought it was because I am a huge fan of this series, and I just want to lay my hand on one of these uh, set. And so when I heard that my friends who were in Australia last summer stumbled across this like a Warhammer 40k store, I immediately ordered them to buy one of these. Now they cost, I remember, about 3 millions or 3 million and a half, like somewhere between that, which is really expensive for me. It's cost an arm and a leg for me, really. It's pretty much most of my life saving, if you can call that. It's not from the bank, but like my personal saving, and I spend almost all of them on this set. So uh, they kind of look like this. You know, they are just very miniature figure of of certain units and character in this series, and you will have to. It will comes in this kind of plastic racket that you will have to cut out, assemble them, and then paint them with acrylic paintings, which is a pretty chores. So honestly, um I only touch on this set from time to time. I mean, pretty surprising, but I don't have enough time to spend on this model. I mean, sure, I can just assemble them and play with it, but I'm sort of like a perfectionist. Not really, but I like to see things in their complete form, right? So to play an army with a gray plastic army is really really put me off. So I just want to have the full experience. However, in the future, I will definitely complete this set. It's pretty amazing. I enjoy the painting process a lot. Just that they was I would have to spend about a day for each of these small guys right here, which I don't have that kind of free time. So definitely I will finish them in the future and play with them, and I can't wait for that day any longer. Just wish I have more time. Well, in what way are people attitude to money different to previous generation? I think the biggest differences between like my grandparents' generation and the current like Gen Z is uh, their preferences. So what I mean by that is for the older generation, right, who most life are generally tougher, they will more inclined to purchase things that actually matter to them. So like a car to travel around, a microwave to heat their food, a refrigerator to keep their food fresh and have ice cube in the summer. So stuff like that is stuff like that. They buy things like that actually matter to them and have a practical use, whereas people nowadays, especially Generation Z, it's what they're calling them, but like young people. I think they have more financial freedom than their parents or grandparents. So they can not only cover their basic needs, but also expand to other things that you will see in the Maslow hierarchy of needs. So the basic needs, and then your hobby, and then your self-esteem, stuff like that, which is what people are doing. They have shelters, they have food already, so they want to express themselves. They want to spend their money on things they like. For example, I am one of those new generation that have a lot of things, have more money than I should have if I were to live about 50, 60 years back most. So I will buy things that will be considered unnecessary but really important, but like really unnecessary, but it serve its purpose as I it's my hobby and stuff like that. And the same thing can be said for people who buy shoes and other things. Not only that it serve a purpose, but it's also let them to express themselves, let them to kind of show off, to have a sense of identity, uh, to so things like that is what differentiate uh, older generation from the current generation to me. And to sum up, it's pretty much the kind of needs they have. So there's that. Now that paper money is hardly ever used, how has this changed our relationship with money in general? So I think now that uh, conventional money like legal tender is not as prevalent anymore. People have a warped sense of value, which is what I want to talk about. So, for demonstration, I have two Vietnamese bill right here. This one is 20,000, and this one is 100,000. Yeah, they are both money, but as you can see, they look different because their value is different. This one is only 20,000, and this one is five-fold up. This, you know, it's a lot more. And so when people using legal tender, they have a better sense of value visually, and so they will think twice before purchases anything necessary or not. Whereas nowadays, when you use your bank account, like your online bank account, your app, your application, for example, it's only numbers. So you somewhat lose a sense of value that you would have if you were to using paper money. And additionally, um, uh, one of the thing that also I think heavily like influence people purchase like spending power and relationship with money is the capacity that they have. For example, conventional bill, right? It's usually stored in like a purse or a something to store them, like your pocket or something, right? So you have a limited amount of bill of money that you can carry, and so it's you will comes to like see them as more precious than would you would if you use a bank online application where it's just a bunch of number and you know which is pretty much all your budget, while when you use something that you have a fixed budget that can only use for this or that. Your bank account is a lot more, and it also doesn't help that it's more convenience and fast, more portable. You only need your phones to purchase everything, right? And and so when things become convenience, fast, and uh, you know portable, more portable, you start to spend more. It's kind of like a human nature, I think. When you have everything in hand, right, you start to spend more, and leading to excessive purchasing, which is what I'm trying to say. And so, in to put everything in a nutshell, first of all, is that visually, people have less sense of value when they use online purchasing, while some online purchasing, right, and they also spend a lot more money when they use uh, the online format because it's convenient, fast. So that's about it, I guess. What are the risks involved in starting your own businesses as opposed to being employed in a full-time salaried position? I think first of all, the inherent risk when you start your own businesses, when you are an entrepreneur, is that it's not guaranteed success, and it's not guaranteed to give you money, right? Because you start off a small fish in a big ocean. You don't have your name, you don't have any established value, your stock is low, no one really knows you, and you don't have a stable system yet, right? So, uh, no, it's the pretty much, I would say, the most detrimental risk, which is inherent for almost all individual businesses, as opposed to working for a company where you are certain that you will get your salary or your paycheck. You are certain that you have a position in that, and all you need to do is fulfill that position. You doing your own business, you have less workforce. You have to do a lot more things on your own, and that is also one of the risks that will evolve when you are starting your own company, your own business models. So yeah, how important is it that people learn to manage their finance better? I think this is an absolute pivotal imperative skill that everyone should have, because what I see is that the trend of pretty much people in throughout history is that uh, many, when they have a certain amount of money, when especially those who have a lot of money with experience, they spend their money like there's no tomorrow. They spend relentless, they spend reckless, and it will result in bankruptcy or return to having nothing. I mean, just take a look at all the lottery winners most lottery winners and some famous celebrities like Mike Tyson, for example, who is pretty widely known to have a horrible decision when it comes to money. So when you learn to manage your money, it's not only help you at the moment, but it will greatly benefit you for a long run, because with this amount of money you have to think about not only how you spend it and how you save it to make the most out of the money you have, but also how to get more money from the amount that you are having. And that's why having like a financial assistant, a financial lawyer, people like that who give advice to your financial problem is so valuable. Uh, yeah, so just on a note, first of all, I just want to say that it should be a basic skill in our school so that it will create a smart generation who not only have talent and hard work and uh, good resources, but also can sustain, can keep that gift and develop it in the future. So that's about it for today, I guess.